Well, I did it. I completed a virtual race called Virtual Race Across Tennessee. It was 1,022 kilometers, and it was from the beginning of May till the end of August. Finished it today, as well as many, many, many other people, and some people. One guy we met on the trail today has actually finished it 3 times. There and back, and there again. So he's actually done over 3,000 kilometers. He finished yesterday. So I just want to share a little bit about what it was like. So just to let you know, yes, I have been running for about 4 or 5 years. Yes, I've done 5 around the Bay races, which is in Hamilton, Ontario, and it is a 30-kilometer race. Yes, last year when I turned 60, I did 2 marathons, but this was a little different because it was 1,022 kilometers. In January of this year, 2020, I actually completed 100 kilometers in the month of January, and I thought that was pretty spectacular. And I thought, wow, okay, so I am going to try and add 10 kilometers each month. And then when I get to the June, on the way back of the 6 last months, I'll just keep decreasing it by 10. And that was kind of my goal. So to increase from 100 kilometers a month to 110, 20, 30, 40, etc. to 150, and then go back. So when I looked at the virtual race being 4 months, and 1,022 kilometers. It actually was not just 1,000, even though the t-shirt only says 1,000. 1,000, but it's actually 1,022. I broke it down for the 4 months, and I thought, well, I can try, and if I don't do it, I don't do it, but it'll keep me motivated, because all races were, closed because of the coronavirus. And so I thought, okay, 250 kilometers, that's kind of the goal. So 250 kilometers was a big stretch for me. Like I said, in January I did 100, and I thought that was pretty amazing. And so now I have to think about doing 250. So how do you do 250 kilometers in a month? So I had to break it down week by week. Okay, I need to do, 65-ish, 70 kilometers a week to get to 70, 75 to get to 250 by the end of the month. So, and that gave me, a day or so here and there. So to run 6 days a week. So then I had to break it down within the week. So, okay, if I want to accomplish this many kilometers, 65 kilometers a week, what do I have to do every day? And I took Sunday off from running. So running 6 days a week, and what did I need to do? So I had to keep breaking it down. So I took the big chunk, broke the 1,022 down. I actually just did 1,000 because I knew 22 I'd throw in there somewhere. Break it down per month, break it down per week, break it down per day. Because looking at the 1,000 looked like a huge mountain. Like there was no way I could do that. So along the way, in the month of the month of May when I began, and I accomplished not only 250 kilometers, but I did 300 kilometers in the month of May. And I was like, wow. Never in my wildest dreams would I have thought I would have done that. The month of June was a struggle because I'd never run that many kilometers. I got a shin splint. And besides, I live on a country road that is not flat, and it has a little slope to it. So I could tell something was going on because the bottom of my running shoe had a wear pattern on, which I normally never do because I'm a neutral runner, a flat, I run flat on my shoe. I don't run on one side or the other. And so I had a wear pattern on my shoe, so I could tell the heel, and then on the other shoe, the pad. And I was getting a shin splint. And let me tell you, it hurt. So there was one week where, I tried to run, but I couldn't. It hurt so bad. So I took my homeopathic. Yes, I took my homeopathic to get well. I had to ice it. And I learned how to tape. So the tape, honestly, between the homeopathic and the tape, that was a saving grace. And shin splints are because of extra kilometers or uneven ground. I had both. So I had to try to vary where I ran on my road. And again, we were supposed to be social distancing and all that kind of stuff. I was grateful when trails opened up so that I could run on the trail, and that made a difference to where I was running. So the month of June, I ran 275 kilometers thereabouts. I can't really remember exactly, but it was a little over 250, but not 300. So, but it was painful. And there was days when I didn't want to run. And there was a couple times that I started out to run, but I had to walk because I could not run. But I still went out. And there was a couple days where it was raining and, I ran in the rain and, I worked it around. July was very hot, very hot. And in the month of July, I had to tape my shin splint and every time I ran, and I had to break all my time frames down. But in the month of July, in 1 week, I actually ran in 6 days 100 kilometers. I was like blown away. Okay, blown away. End of July, in that month, I ran 343 kilometers or something like that. Okay, so really the month of July was my winning month. Okay, honestly, I felt fabulous. Okay, 100 kilometers in 6 days, 343 kilometers in a month. That month felt great. So I knew I ended up with 922 kilometers, which that was my goal. I planned it all out, did all the numbers out. And then I only had 100 kilometers to do in August. And so I decided to just run 3 days a week instead of 6 days a week. And so that's what I did. I finished today. So I broke that down to 17K for 6 runs and I was done. And so it didn't quite work out like that because last Saturday we ran 21. And so it's just the way it worked because it was important for one of the other girls that we finished together. She wanted us to finish together. So that was fine with me because my goal was not about beating somebody or competing with somebody. I was competing with myself and that's it. The accomplishment. And I had already accomplished it all in July. So to slow down and finish with somebody else that was important to them, that was important to me. So throughout life is like running this race. It really is. Because we will have days where we're injured, days where we don't feel like it, days that it's raining out. But each and every one of us has a goal and a race to run. Whether it's in your job, whether it's being a parent, a grandparent, a friend, whether it's in a ministry. And that's what I find. So the very first Bible study that I taught was actually about Hebrews 12. Run your race with perseverance. Okay? Run your race with perseverance. So that means get up every day and try. Get up every day and put one foot forward. Get up every day and do your best. Yeah, some days are going to be worse than others. Some days we ran and when we actually got to the point where we could run again with people and we still had a social distance and all that kind of stuff, that was so great to not have to be on my own again all the time and that we could run together because that was good. We did it as a team. Some days one person felt better than the other person, so we dragged them along or we slowed down for them. And the other girls had to slow down for me in June because of my shin splint because it hurt. And I had to slow down. I couldn't keep the pace up. And in the end, we all won. We all won our we all had accomplishments. We all had our moments that were good for us, right? And it was funny because at the end of July, the girls were saying, we're running and I was talking, and the girls were saying, well, listen to you. You could actually run. I don't mean slow run or walk, run and keep a conversation up, which I never could do that before. I said, yeah, it took me 922 kilometers to be able to run and carry on a conversation at the same time. Because before when we started, if I was actually carrying on a conversation, I'd have to stop because I was out of breath. I couldn't run and talk at the same time. So it's these funny little things, you know, you go, yeah, I'm getting better, you know, I'm achieving, I'm getting stronger, you know, I'm moving forward. And that's running your race, okay? So no matter what it is. So in January, did I ever think that I would be doing this? No. Was I open to it? Sure. I was like, okay, if I don't accomplish it, I don't accomplish it, but at least I tried. I think that's how we should look at a lot of things. I know different people's personalities are different ways, but the big picture is that we all need to run our race, the race that God has put before us, not somebody else's race. We have to run our race with perseverance, with zeal, and keep faith, because God has a bigger picture than we could ever imagine of what we can accomplish. And we can accomplish more than we probably think we can. I know I accomplished more than I ever thought that I was capable of running. You know, the month of July, like I said, 100 kilometers in 6 days and 343 kilometers in a month. That was more than I ever dreamed of ever doing, or was ever, it wasn't even in a, you know, like a goal. It just happened. And I could see how I was moving forward with it. And that's how we need to look at all things. Take one step at a time, one step, and keep taking that step and keeps taking that step. Don't go backwards, okay? Keep moving forward and run your race with perseverance and zeal, okay? To accomplish what God has designed each and every one of us to do. I hope this inspires someone, because it sure did feel good to finish 1,022 kilometers. Got the t-shirt, the medal will come in the mail. Have a great day. And remember, a happy heart is good medicine.